a salty breeze, the endless sea horizon, a ship's siren, majestic sailing boats entering the port. What scenery could be better for the 2020 IAAF Half Marathon World Championships? The history of Gdynia, and especially the pace of its development after Poland regained its independence in 1918, stirs the imagination even today. In 1921, the construction of the port began in a small fishing village. Just 2 years later, the SS Kentucky was the first ocean-going vessel to dock at the then wooden pier. In 1934, it was already one of the largest ports in the Baltic, bigger than Copenhagen, Szczecin, and even neighboring Gdansk. And all this within a decade. Today, Gdynia boasts 250,000 inhabitants, and it is difficult to find anyone who would not be proud of being from here. Gdynians value their city for providing more interesting work opportunities, good schools, and comfortable apartments than anywhere else. They value it for the efficient public transport, its safety and the availability of services, as well as for the sea, beaches, hills, and forests on their doorstep. They probably don't mind having more sunny days in the year than any other part of Poland. According to sociologists, Gdynians are more satisfied about where they live than the inhabitants of any other city in Poland. Gdynia has been famous throughout Europe for years for its cultural events, like the famous Open Air Festival, which features the best musicians from all over the world. Set off with us on an amazing 21-kilometer adventure around Gdynia, a city of the sea and dreams. The half marathon starts and finishes on Kosciuszko Square. It is a favorite spot for walks and tours, both for tourists and locals, as well as a venue for many concerts, festivals, and other events. The biggest attraction are the historic ships moored on the waterfront. Take a moment to visit the Polish destroyer ORP Błyskawica and the most famous Polish sailing ship, Da Pomorza. Świętojańska Street is the most important thoroughfare in Gdynia, 1,800 meters long and 24 meters wide. There are 150 townhouses and several hundred shops, restaurants, and other outlets. The architecture of central Gdynia is unique on a global scale and almost entirely protected as historical monuments. The Experiment Science Center is one of the first Polish science centers. It is a place that triggers creativity, stimulates curiosity about the world, and stirs up a hunger for knowledge, not just in the youngest ones. Experiment is one of the most popular tourist attractions in Gdynia. Visitors have the opportunity to learn about Archimedes' screw, the secrets of the human body, or the nature of sound, electricity, and magnetism. The Pomeranian Science and Technology Park in Gdynia is a space for every innovator. PPNT Gdynia helps to develop innovation and brings together new technology enthusiasts and ideas. The Gdynia City Stadium is part of an impressive sports zone called the Gdynia Sports Forum. This modern facility can accommodate 15,000 spectators. In 2017, Gdynia hosted the UEFA Euro Under-21 Championships. The Gdynia Sports Forum also includes the Gdynia Arena, one of the most modern sports and entertainment facilities in Poland. This is where the Half Marathon office is located and where the accompanying Fit Living Expo event would take place. High-end shopping experience is already a tradition in Gdynia. Discerning shoppers must visit Riviera, the largest shopping center in northern Poland. As a port city located at the crossroads of trade routes, Gdynia has been considered a Polish shopping paradise since the beginning of its existence. Built in the mid-1950s, the main railway station in Gdynia is an unusual structure. Although designed in the era of socialist realism, it combines modernism and Art Deco. It offers domestic and international connections, and you can get here from Warsaw in just 3 hours thanks to the Pendolino high-speed trains. Every year, Gdynia's main station serves over 10 million passengers. Gdynia has been Poland's window onto the world for 95 years. For decades, many famous transatlantic liners began or continued their journeys here. Today, the port of Gdynia offers daily ferry connections with Sweden and regularly sees cruise ships and sailboats coming in. It is the third largest port in Poland, just after Gdansk and Szczecin, with over 80 million tons of cargo unloaded every year. No wonder expansion is planned for the coming years. Gdynia is home to the first museum in Poland dedicated to the history of Polish emigration. Initiated by the city authorities, for decades the main starting point for Polish transatlantic liners. The final stretch of the half marathon follows the wonderful Baltic coastline. The seaside promenade is the most popular walkway in Gdynia. 1.5 kilometers long, it's a favorite place for walking and cycling. Alongside Kosciuszko Square and the Dar Pomorza sailing ship, it's one of Gdynia's best-known attractions. And all this in a city that nobody had heard of 100 years ago. Unbelievable. In March, like every year, we look forward to seeing you again in Gdynia. And we will be here in our thousands in the Gdynia Arena and on the streets of the city. Runners and fans. Vote for Gdynia.